Welcome. In this video, I'm going to do playthrough of Marvel Champions the card game with Iron Man and Captain Marvel taking on Rhino in expert mode. So for setting up Rhino's deck, you can see Rhino 1 and 2 for normal mode. For expert mode, we're going to use 2 and 3. So this one's going away. So we're going to start with this one out, which means we're going to have an extra scheme. Breaking and taking will start in play. And then when we defeat that one, he'll get stronger, comes out with toughness, and our heroes are each going to get stunned with that. And of course, breaking and taking is going to come into play with 1 threat per player, plus an additional 2. So starting with 4, and it's going to give us 1 additional encounter card per round. And we'll finish that up with the Rhino cards. We're going to keep with the recommended bomb scare. Put in our 7 standard cards. We're going to add the 3 expert cards to make it a little bit more difficult for us. And then, of course, our obligations for Iron Man, business problems. And for Captain Marvel, family emergency. And for Captain Marvel, see in her hero mode, we've got 2 thwart, 2 attack, and 1 defense. Her ability is spend a energy resource and heal 1 damage from her, and then draw 1 card. And on her alter ego side, action, choose a player to draw a card, so very handy. And starting with a hand size of 6, 12 hit points, and a hand size of 5 in the hero form. So we've got her standard cards, Spider-Woman, Crisis Interdiction, Photonic Blast, Energy Absorption with 3 resources, Alpha Flight Station, her helmet, Cosmic Flight, and Energy Channel. And the last aspect we're looking at is the power of leadership. So we've got 2 of those in the deck. Hawkeye, which is amazing at taking out minions. Mariah Hill, Vision, the Triskelion. Then we've got some Get Readies. Inspired, Lead from the Front, 3 of those, and then Make the Call. Then finishing out with our basic cards, Avengers Mansion, Helicarrier, Mockingbird, Nick Fury, and then our 3 resources, Tenacity, and a Haymaker. And then for Iron Man, see he's got 2 thwart, attack of 1, defense of 1, get +1 hand size for each tech upgrade you control to maximum hand size of 7. And you can see he has a hand size of 1 in this form, so we need to get him built up. And then hit points of 9. Then on his Tony Stark side, 3 recovery. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, and discard the others. Limit once per round. Then a hand size of 6. Then with his cards, we've got War Machine, Pulsar Blast, Supersonic Punch, Pepper Potts, Stark Tower, Arc Reactor, Mark V Armor, Mark V Helmet, Power Gauntlets, 2 of those, and then Rocket Boots, 2 of those. Since we have 5 heroes and 4 aspects, we're back to using Justice again. We used this in a previous Spider-Man playthrough. So we've got 2 of those, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Heroic Intuition. For Justice, 3 of those, and Surveillance Team, 3 of those. And finishing off the basics with Nick Fury, Mockingbird, Avengers Mansion, Helicarrier, our 3 resource cards, 3 Haymakers, and some first aids. So down at the table, almost ready for battle, Rhino 2. See, he comes in with the breaking and taking side scheme and 15 health per player. So we've got him set up at 30 hit points. Basic scheme in place, 7 per player, so 14 threat gets on here, we'll lose. And breaking and taking. When revealed, place an additional 1 per player threat here, so it's going to come in with 2 + 2. And if it's in play during the villain phase, we'll deal 1 additional encounter card. So 4 threat there to start with. For Carol Danvers, hand size of 6, 12 hit points. Got her set up there. Take a look at her first 6 cards. So you can give her flight or make her aerial, deal some damage. Always good to get an ally in to start with. But honestly, not too thrilled with any of those. We'll try again. So Avengers Mansion's a little bit nicer. So we're starting with that. Then for Tony Stark, and pick the card up. Hand size of 6, 9 hit points. Got him set there. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. With him, we want his tech upgrades. So the only thing I'm keeping there is the double resource. And we found one upgrade. So ready to get started. First thing I want to do is get Avengers Mansion in play. So pitch these 4 resources. Use that to have Tony draw a card, getting an upgrade. Then we'll use her ability, choose a player to draw a card, same thing. Finding War Machine. Then we want to flip her over and thwart for 2. We want to get that scheme taken care of. We'll use his ability to look at 3 cards. Finding another upgrade, so we'll pitch the other 2. So we'll put in Mark 5 armor, giving him plus 6 hit points. Spending those 3 resources. Taking him up to 15. Then we want to spend another 2 to get those in play. And then his other power gauntlets for another 2 resources. Then we're going to go ahead and flip him over and thwart for 2 to get rid of the break and taken scheme. And we'll have him attack for 1 and attack for another 1. Taking Rhino down to 28. So now we can discard cards and draw back up to our hand size. We'll keep the defense here, drawing up to 5. Getting Mockingbird, Power of Leadership, Make the Call, and Alpha Flight. And ready her. And for Iron Man, hand size is you get plus 1 hand size for each tech, plus the 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting some pretty good resources, but we want some more upgrades. And ready? So for the villain phase, 2 threat goes on her scheme. Both heroes in hero form, so Rhino's going to attack. It's got a base scheme of 1 and attack of 3. So no defense, doing 5 damage to Captain Marvel, taking her down to 7. And then on Iron Man, another 5 damage, taking him down to 10. Then we'll do a counter card to each. So when revealed in hero form, he's going to attack again. And that's going to leave a mark. She'll stay and take it. So 3, another 5 damage. 1 round and she's down to 2 health. Not too good. Then Iron Man. When revealed, Rhino heals 4 damage. If no damage was healed this way, the card gains Surge. So fortunately we did 2 to him, so he'll just heal 2 up to 30. Then we'll pass our first player marker and go from there. Have Captain Marvel help by taking an action with Avengers Mansion. Have Iron Man draw a card, getting first aid. Then we'll play Haymaker for 2, using the Hulk. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. Take him down to 27. Then we'll hit for another 1, 2, down to 25. And we'll have him thwart for 2 to remove that. And then since she's not looking so good, we'll go ahead and use first aid, pitching Stark Tower for that. Take her up to 4 health. That's all Tony can do. Take a quick peek in our discard piles here. Let's see. Just wanted to see if Make the Call was going to do us any good right now. But what we're going to do is flip over to her other form, heal for 4, taking her up to 8, use her ability to draw a card, getting some more energy. Then we'll bring Mockingbird into play. After she enters play, we'll stun the enemy. We'll pay for her with these 3 resources. Rhino will become stunned. Next time he would attack, we'll discard this card instead. Then we're going to give her a helmet. So give her +1 defense. And if she has an aerial trait, she'll get +2. And we'll pitch these for that. And we'll go ahead and have Mockingbird swing for 1. Down to 24 health. And she'll take a damage for that. Then Iron Man will draw 4 cards. Getting another upgrade. And he'll ready. And Carol will draw up to 6. We already have 1 in hand. So that's pretty nice getting these all together. And she will ready. And Rhino's going to attack Iron Man, but since he's stunned, he'll just lose the effect. And then he will scheme against her, so base 1 +2, so 3. Plus our initial 2 that I should have put on there at the beginning of the villain phase. Then we'll go into the counter step. Iron Man, when revealed, choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. I think we'll take the 1 threat. And he'll come out attached to Iron Man. And then for her, false alarm. You are confused. And if you're already confused, gain surge, but she's not. And now she is. So next time she would thwart or scheme, discard this status effect instead. Move first player token. We're going to put Hawkeye into play. So when he enters play, he comes with 4 arrow counters on him. As a response, after a minion enters play, remove 1 arrow counter from Hawkeye, deal 2 damage to that minion. So that would have been nice a little bit sooner, but we'll get that in play using these 3 for that. Give him his 4 markers. Then we're going to put this in play for free. So max 1 per player. Spend X amount of energy resources. Put X energy counters here. Then as a hero attack action, we can discard energy channel. Deal 2 damage to an enemy to a maximum of 10 for each energy counter here. Next, she'll use her ability on herself to draw a card. Getting Cosmic Flight. She'll use Avengers Mansion to have Iron Man draw a card, getting Supersonic Punch. Next, she's going to play Inspired on an ally. Max 1 per ally to give him +1 thwart, +1 attack. So we'll put that on Hawkeye. Using this resource, we'll go ahead and have him thwart for 2. Taking a damage himself. Then we want to spend 5 energy resources to put 5 counters on our energy channel. Then we are going to flip over in hero mode. Then spend all 5 counters to do 10 damage to Rhino. Taking him down to 14. Then we'll have her attack for 2 to take care of the Hydra Bomber. Then we'll have Mockingbird thwart for 1. And move over to Iron Man. He's going to go ahead and play first aid. to heal her up to 10. Then we'll play an upgrade with that resource. We can use that to remove a threat. Use him to remove the other 2. And then attack for 1, 2, taking Rhino down to 12. And that's all the hero stuff we can do. So she'll draw up to 5. Getting 2 make the calls, a get ready, Spider-Woman, and some strength. And she'll ready out. And Iron Man will be drawing 5 cards now. But 4 since we already have one in hand. So Haymaker, Mockingbird, some Rocket Boots, and Pepper Potts. And he'll ready up. And go to the villain phase. 2 threat. Rhino's going to attack Captain Marvel. Mockingbird will defend. So 3 damage coming through, which will knock her out. And for Iron Man, he will not defend. So 4 damage coming through, taking him down to 6. And encounter cards. So when revealed, exhaust your identity card. And then Surge. So this is one of the new expert cards. We're going to surge into when revealed, the villain attacks you. So she'll just have to take it. So 3 plus nothing. She'll take 3 damage down to 7. Rhino's hitting hard. Then Stampede. When revealed, Rhino attacks you. The character is damaged by this attack. The character is stunned. Well, he's just going to be stunned then, and he could potentially die from that. So he will defend. 3 plus another 1, so 4 damage coming through. The defense takes off 1. He takes 3 and becomes stunned. So things are not going well for our heroes here. First player marker moves, and we see what Iron Man can do now. Well, he's going to put in some Rocket Boots, paying the resource there. Go ahead and use his Power Gauntlets, hero action to attack to do 1 damage, which will remove our stunned. Then he'll go ahead and use his other one for 1 damage, taking him down to 11. And his helmet to thwart for 1. Then we'll go ahead and use Avengers Mansion so Tony can draw a card, getting a Repulsor Blast. But we're going to put Pepper Potts into play, paying her 3 resources. Then we are going to turn over and call it a day. So she'll flip over and then have herself draw a card, getting Maria heal. Then we're going to play Spider-Woman. After she enters play, confuse the villain using these 3 resources. So the next time he would scheme, we'll discard this instead. And we'll have her attack for 2, taking him down to 9. Put a damage marker on her. Tony Stark's going to draw 6 cards. Getting Repulsor Blast, Surveillance Team, 2 more upgrades, and Jessica Jones. And we'll ready his cards. Carol will draw up to 6. She already has 2 cards. Getting 2 Photonic Blast, Crisis Interdiction, and Get Ready. And we will ready her. So both heroes in alter ego form. Put 2 threat on her scheme. Rhino wants to scheme here, but he's confused, so he won't. but he will definitely scheme here for 1, 2. Total of 5 over there. Then for encounter cards on Tony Stark, I'm tough when revealed. Give Rhino a tough status card. So once again, the next time he would take damage, he'll take none. Then hard to keep down. When revealed, Rhino heals 4 damage, which he has plenty of health to heal, so going up to 13. And moving over to Carol's turn. She's going to start with healing herself for 4. We'll bring in Maria Hill using the Hulk. Everyone draws a card, so Nick Fury for her and a Nick Fury for Iron Man. And with that, she'll use Avengers Mansion to have Tony draw another card, getting for Justice. I have Mariah Hill attack for 1 to get the tough card off. She'll take a damage. And I am at my max 3 allies for her. So with that, Spider-Woman is going to thwart for 2, which will put 2nd damage on her. So now Nick Fury can come into play for a cost of 4. So there's those resources. And when he comes into play, remove 2 threat from a scheme, draw 3 cards, or deal 4 damage to an enemy. We'll go with the 4 damage, taking him down to 9. Then he will swing for 2 damage, down to 7. And we'll go ahead and flip over to her hero form. So we're going to put in some rocket boots. It's going to give us +1 hit point, which I don't believe I did with the other one. So it should be up at 5. And for that resource, we'll use Pepper Potts to use the resource in the discard pile. Then we'll put in the arc reactor for 2, letting Jessica Jones and Intuition pay for that. We're going to have to exhaust to recover 3, get him up to 8 health. Then we'll put in Surveillance Team. So it uses 3 Snoop counters. Comes into play with 3 counters. We can exhaust this card to remove a Snoop counter, to remove 1 threat from any scheme. And we'll pitch these 2 resources, getting our 3 counters. Then we'll flip to Iron Man, so he can do some attacking now. So both his gauntlets, we'll do 1 each, taking him down to 5. His helmet, we'll remove a threat. We can ready Iron Man and exhaust him again to remove the remaining 2 threat. And that's going to be our turn. So Captain Marvel will draw 5 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5. So getting some resource, crisis interdiction, energy channel, and to get ready. And she will get ready. Iron Man can draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but we are a max of 7 cards, so we'll get 7 cards. We have 1 in hand. We'll draw 1, emptying our deck, which means we are going to get an encounter for the next villain phase, and we'll shuffle our deck and draw the remaining 5 cards. So 5 more cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So War Machine, another Intuition, Strength, Genius, the last Intuition, and the other 2 cards we had. And he will ready up. So villain phase, 2 threat comes in. Rhino will attack. Maria Hill will defend. So 3, 4, 5 damage coming in. More than enough to take her out. He'll attack Iron Man. Nick Fury will jump in the way, so 3 damage. Taking him out. Deal out some encounter cards. First one, when revealed, the villain schemes. So base 1, 2, 3. And then for Iron Man, when revealed, you are confused. So everybody's confused. And then attached to Rhino, his charge gives him +3 attack. When Rhino attacks, the attack gains overkill. Excess damage to an ally from this attack is dealt to that ally's controller. At the end of this attack, discard charge. And we'll move first player token. So to start with, we're going to put in Avengers Mansion. Using Strength and Genius to pay for that. Then I want to put War Machine into play. I'm going to use Pepper Potts to get 2 resources out of our discard pile. Then we'll discard these 2 cards for the remaining. Then we're going to use Nick Fury's resource down here so I can go flying. So that will allow me to remove 2 threat. I'll use Iron Man to attack for 1. Then his power gauntlets will do 2 damage each since I have the aerial trait. Taking him down to 0. So Rhino 2 is defeated. Rhino 3 comes in. So he's going to have 16 health per player. Taking him up to 32 health. He also gains toughness. And he's going to stun each hero. We'll use Avengers Mansion to have her draw a card, which will end her deck. So she's going to get an encounter. Then we'll have her draw another card with her own ability. And all this is still going on Iron Man's turn. So drawing a card, getting vision. We'll go ahead and ready Iron Man. Then I think I'm just going to flip him over. And recover 3 health. Taking him up to 11. And we'll use Surveillance Team to remove 1 threat. Putting 2 back out there. Let's see. So for Captain Marvel, put her energy channel out. So spend some resources. Put counters there, then deal some damage later. Work good first time. Go ahead and put a helicarrier in play for 3. We use those 3 resources. We'll go ahead and have her attack to get rid of the stunned. We'll have Hawkeye attack to get rid of the tough. He'll take a damage. Then we'll go ahead and flip her over to draw a card. Use Helicarrier to make the next card we play cheaper. We'll bring in Vision, discarding these other 3 resources. Then we'll have him swing for 2 damage. Taking him down to 30. And put 1 on Vision. So have Tony Stark draw 6 cards. So you can do a lot of thwarting on his next turn, which will probably be needed. So we'll ready everything. And then she'll draw 6 cards. So I like seeing some energy pop up here. And then she will ready. Start of the villain phase, 2 more threat. Both the heroes are in alter ego form. So base 1, 2 more threat coming out. Then the same here, 3 threat coming out. So we're up to 9. Deal out some encounter cards. For Iron Man, alter ego, gain surge. And a mercenary comes out with guard. So we'll go ahead and have Hawkeye spend one of his tokens to do 2 damage. And for Carol Danvers, Rhino's going to get stronger. Well, his next attack is going to do 10 damage. And then there's a family emergency. So give to Carol Danvers player. We may flip to alter ego form. We already are. Exhaust her to remove this from the game, or we can make her stunned. We'll just go ahead and exhaust her and remove this from the game. And move our first player token. Well, the first thing we'll do is use 5 resources. To put 5 counters on this. Use her ability to let her draw a card, getting more energy. Then use Avengers Mansion to have her draw another card, getting Cosmic Flight. Then she is going to flip over. Since he's in hero mode, we're going to spend all 5 of those counters to do 10 damage. Taking him down from 30 to 20. Then we're going to play Photonic Blast. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this using energy resource, draw a card. And we're going to use 3 energy. So we'll be drawing a card after we do 5 damage. So down to 15. Drawing a card, getting Nick Fury. And that changes my plan, but it's a little bit better. So we'll go ahead and put Nick Fury into play for 4. He'll do 4 damage. Taking him down to 11. Then we'll attack with him. Take him down to 9. That does 1 damage to him. Then we'll have Vision attack to do 2 more damage. Down to 7. Then we'll have Hawkeye attack to do 2 more damage. Taking him down to 5. And that will get Hawkeye out of the way. So it's all on Iron Man to do 5 damage. First thing it's going to do is his special ability to look at 3 cards. And we'll take the Repulsor Blast, I think. Yep. Then we're going to flip him over. And he's going to attack to get rid of stunned. Then we will ready him to have him attack again to get rid of the Hydra Mercenary who had guard. Then we'll pitch our first aid so we can go flying. And then for 2 resources, pitching 2 cards, we will deal 8 damage since we are aerial. And that will be more than enough to take Rhino down and finish him in expert mode. So I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.